Hi, I'm Sanjay Gandhi. In today's session, let us learn about subtotal in the report form and applied in filter. Let us preview. We can see that there is a zone column available over here, which is sorted over here. What we need to do is we apply subtotal on the zone column and get the total after east, north, south, and west, and finally the grand total. Featured subtotal gives us just that. The final output appears in this format. We can notice that in this case, after east, north, south, and west, we can find the total as well as the grand total at the bottom. Along with that, on the left side, we can see that outline numbers are available as 1, 2, and 3. Once you click on 2 in the outline number, for example, we can then notice a summary like that available instantly. And we can easily expand after clicking on the plus sign against every group that is available there in the summary. Besides this, we can see the subtotal applied in filter also. There's an actual total for the entire table and the subtotal at the bottom to see the total only for the filter for east applied in this report. Let us learn. The objective of the current report is to create subtotal on the given data. As we can notice, zone column is not sorted right now. So we sort on zone column now so that we can make the data ready for subtotal. I've got my sort key available directly in my quick access toolbar over here, and that gives me instant sort on zone column. This makes our data ready for subtotal. We now go to the option data subtotal to apply the total at the bottom of every group change over here. Data subtotal. Now we can see that each change in zone has to be applied here, which has been given here. In case it is not given, we can change to zone and apply that, and the rest of the options are correct. In case you want to change sum to count, you can change sum to count or continue with sum, and you can change this numeric column sale to some other numeric column in case required, else OK. Simply click OK now, and we see instant total available for every group now. East total, north, south, and west, and finally the grand total available there. If I now click on, for example, outline number 1, that gives me grand total available. Outline number 2, that gives me summary available here. Now we can notice that the summary available here gives me summary on every group that is mentioned over here. Against that, I can see a plus sign, which I can expand and find my details for south only. And then I can collapse it using the line or the minus sign. Likewise, I can go to expand my north total, for example, using plus sign and collapse it using the line, for example. That's how I can see my subtotal quite instantly available. Now, when I try to copy this data, for example, down over here, copy and paste over here, for example, I can see that I get the details available also, which I don't want. So I press Ctrl Z over here and try to work on that again. I can follow the steps over here. After selecting the data, I can press Alt semicolon, that is Alt semicolon right now, selecting visible cells only, and then apply copy, Ctrl C to copy, and then go to destination and paste. So I can go to the destination and paste now, and you can see visible data is completely copied over here. This shortcut Alt semicolon is exact copy of this option in Home tab available over here. Find and select, go to Special, Visible Cells Only. I can clear the subtotal by going to the same option again, Data Subtotal, or applying the shortcut Alt AB. Data Subtotal, and then remove all to clear my subtotal. I can further try to, for example, change the sum to count also. Let us see how. Alt AB, change sum to count, and count will be displayed now. There we are. But if I try to go to sum again, for example, to combine count and sum together, it doesn't show that. Let's try Alt A B. If I change count to sum now, I cannot see that happening together. So it's either total or the count. To make it appear together, for example, I can go back to subtotal again and then uncheck the option replace current subtotal. That will not replace current subtotal and apply along with sum count as well. So as I click OK, I can find sum as well as count available over here. And then the outline numbers also will increase over here because there are two subtotals that are done in this case. Now in case I want to combine multiple columns also, I can do that as well. Let us first clear this. Alt AB, remove all, and then try to sort the data on product plus zone. For that we press the shortcut Alt DS to go to sort window. And then here we can choose product first and then add level and then zone after that and click OK. So we can find Brownie has a double zone available over here. Likewise, Choco has a double zone available over here. So what I can do is selecting a single cell in subtotal, I can go to the option Alt AB, product first for example, and I can see my product subtotal available over here. You can see that. But if I change that to zone for example, then in case my replace current subtotal is checked over here, then zone will appear but product will be gone. But because I don't have my replace current subtotals checked over here, therefore product plus zone will appear. So let us now apply, for example, zone as well over here. And we can see the count of zone plus count of product also available here. Before we move on to the filter section now, let us try to review what are the steps taken over here. Sort the column on which subtotal required. Use option data subtotal in the subtotal window. For at each change in select zone because that is the column we have sorted. For use function select sum. For add subtotal to use sale because we must add subtotal to numeric column. And then click OK. Use remove all to remove subtotal anytime. Let us now move on to the filter section and see how can we apply function subtotal in filter to see our subtotal for the filter data only. As we can notice, there is a detailed report available here. Let us apply sum function alt equal to sum F2 to make the cursor run through the data, and then we can change the range available. That's fine. We can copy this range, apply subtotal here. Number 9 appears for sum over here and number 2 for count, and there are other functions as well. 9 comma Control V to paste the selected range earlier, close bracket, enter. Sum here and then subtotal over here. Total for both the functions is same in this report, but as we apply filter we will see that the actual total remains the same, but the subtotal will change according to the filter applied. Let us apply filter right now. Control Shift L to apply filter. Go to the drop down, Alt down arrow to open filter section, E for search, and then for example east is what my requirement is. Enter. I can see my east filtered over here, and I can clearly see my total for east appearing over here as compared to the total of entire report. This way I can really change my data set available and try to work on sum total for the filtered data only in this section. Let us review the steps over here. Apply function subtotal on the main report. Use number 9 for sum, if required 2 for count. Provide the range to total. Press enter to save. Apply filter. Check that subtotal will total visible data only, that is filter data only. That saves a lot of time and we can really work with this quite easily. Thank you.